All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on the Phoenix National Power Up Lunch every Tuesday at 12 p.m. And today we have an awesome guest speaker, our very own Karen Mayo, and she's going to be presenting her business to us today. Very excited to hear a lot of information that she's going to be bringing to us during her presentation. So our format for today is we're going to go around the room. We have a group of some excellent entrepreneurs in the room, and they're going to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about what they do. And then we're going to go through the TV guide, and I'll show you when the programs do come on our network, which is on Roku and Amazon, as well as our own platform, which is our very own app. You can download it from the App Store, Phoenix National Network, and also any social media platform. And then after we go through the TV guide, we will have the presentation from our very own Karen Mayo, and then our motivational moment at the end, and we will be done with our Power Up Lunch meeting. Very exciting. All right, awesome. So first, let's start with Whitney Coburn. Go ahead, Whitney.
Hi, good morning. I'm Whitney Coburn, and I am a love coach. What do? I help single women to find love. I also work with a matchmaking company to coach their clients, and so I can help people get hooked up with a matchmaker. I also help women in their emotional lives, if they're coming out of a relationship, healing, whatever it is that they need. I'm a life coach, and I help in your love life.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Whitney. We recommend that everyone reach out to her if you're in need of her service. Her information will be in the description below. All right, next we have, make sure you put your information in the chat as well, just so that we can share them amongst each other as well. Next we will have Eric. Go ahead, Eric.
Hello, guys. So Eric Sturkin, founder of Better Qualified. We specialize in business and consumer credit. So we build, we fix it, we monitor. So everything related to credit, both for regular individuals and business. Most don't realize their business is also a very powerful tool when it comes to being able to borrow just on your tax ID. That's my core business. Been doing that for 17 years. So it's a learning experience. I think everyone in the next couple, but let's say next year, with rates as high as they are, it's going to be much more difficult to do a lot of things unless you have a much higher score. So that's it.
Awesome. Do you still have that fitness app?
Yep. Yeah, I was going to throw in some of that stuff, but
yeah, go ahead.
I'll keep it focused on credit because that's the hot topic. I have an app also for fitness and what's been pretty crazy over the last couple of weeks. I've seen the time frame, what they say you need to work out, whether it's in a day, a week, but I've read a couple over the last couple of days, 9 minutes. So that's exactly what my app does. What most say you need to do 9 minutes of exercises in the morning straight, so you break a sweat and you do all the other stuff. Mine's not that way. Mine does 9 exercises over 9 hours. So every hour, it's called 1 minute before. So 1 minute before every hour, you get an alert with an exercise. You track it. The company that provides it, because it's able to be company specific. It's a perfect HR tool. They pay you to work out. So as long as you're doing 9 exercises for 1 minute, you get paid in a crypto coin, let's call it, and the company can value it for whatever they want. Time off is probably the biggest one they do, but they also have merchandise and some other things. But that's, I'm a health nut, and I have an e-bike business, and I try to get everybody outside and up and about because as I see, and we laughed about, I won't go into details now, but as you get older, it gets harder and harder, especially if you're not moving around. So that's all.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eric. I've tried to use the app, and I guess I need to develop more discipline.
In 2 weeks. We have a whole new design. We ran it through beta, and I guess my eyesight was better than most, but it was not gamified enough for a lot of people would say, I can't read it or it's too small. They'd put their glasses on. So we did some things on the, the functionality still the same and all that good stuff on tracking, but graphically and artistically, it's being done probably like, I think another about 2 weeks. So,
all right. Awesome. Awesome.
We'll get back on
to that. Looking forward to
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
I know that Whitney has an app coming up as well, and is under development. Tell us how that's going, Whitney.
Yeah, it's really cool. So the app has courses. I'm currently running a 6-week course that I'm creating as I'm running it. And I'm going to have a few other courses available that can either be self-directed or people can join and be part of my group coaching or even individual coaching. There's also a tracking tab so they can track their habits, track their mood. I can interact with them. There's also a community tab so I can create different communities so that people in the same group can talk to each other and reach out, and I can talk to them and share resources and all that too. So it's coming along. It's exciting.
Oh, wow. That's great. That's going to be awesome. So we have 2 awesome apps being released. And Eric, you got to come back on and let us know how it's going with that, the app. Okay.
Sure.
Awesome. Awesome. Kim. Go ahead, Kim. Okay. All right. So I guess she's tied up doing something else. We're gonna have a presentation by Karen during this session. So I'm just gonna have her quickly introduce herself, and then we'll go into the TV guide segment. Go ahead, Karen.
Okay. Hi, my name is Karen Mayo. I am an integrative nutritionist. I am trained in brain health by Dr. Daniel Amen and the Amen Clinics. That's what we're going to talk about today. And I had to say shout out to Eric because I have downloaded the app, and I would be really interested in having my own app, Whitney, so maybe we can talk about that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's good to see people that haven't, especially even me. If I work out in the morning and I find myself on busier days, sometimes you don't get up out of your desk and you're deep into doing things. If you're at your desk more than a couple hours, it's, you feel, I don't want to say crickety, but you feel like, oh, my knees. Ooh, I feel that. If I'm doing something every hour, at least every hour, what I like most about what I like about it the most about it is when someone doesn't really work out and the first day they go through the apps and take it easy, and there's no reason to beat yourself up the first day, but you'd be surprised how many people are sore from doing just, let's just say they do 50 calf raises just sitting at either on their chair or they're standing up doing it. Even me, when I did it for a minute and I did it straight through it, a certain number, you're just finished. You don't realize how much of a 1 minute time frame is, and to pace that during the day is pretty cool, and especially for people that's never done it. I like to see people soar, which is kind of cool.
That's good though. Sore is good.
Your camera came off, Eric.
Okay.
And also I've been playing a lot of golf lately, so I went all last week and I played for like 5 days. It was so much fun, but that's also I'd love to do on my spare time.
Cool. I'll let you know soon.
Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing. Now we're going to go through our TV guide. And show you some of the exciting programs that are going to be coming up this week. First, on Tuesdays today, we had Amanda Tovey at 10 a.m. and she's our realtor. She talks about what's going on in the real estate world and also gives a few tips. So if you're interested in purchasing a home, Amanda talks about that. Then we have Whitney Coburn, our love coach. You just met her. She comes on at 11 a.m. Giving her advice as a love coach, as well as you're going to be able to download her app soon. So be ready for that. We have Kim, who's our money multiplier. And she comes on at 1 p.m. on Tuesdays, giving advice as far as where you can secure your finances and also with financial planning. So you want to connect with her if you want to know how to invest your money and where to store it. Next, we have Oscar Capel, who is a representative for Legal Legal Shield. And he talks about how identity theft as well, how you can secure your identity online. That is big. That's huge now. That's something that we all need to know. And that will be at 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. Of course, we see Just Us Girls here. They come on every Friday at 6 p.m. Then on Wednesdays, Activate You with Sharon Davenport. She interviews different professionals, and it's more of an encouraging program and a life building program, which comes on at 8 a.m. You don't want to miss it. She has some great guests and great advice to give. So stay tuned on that. Then we have the ULA Corner with Mona, bringing balance. That's primarily what her show is about. And that comes on at 11 a.m. on Wednesdays. Focus on You is a live stream with Phil and Oscar. It's myself and Oscar. We talk about current issues as well as interviewing different guests on their upcoming books and things that are relevant to today. So you want to stay tuned for that. It's live at 12 p.m. on Wednesdays. Awesome. Then following that is MedWise with Adria Gross. Adria is an advocate for those who are having issues with their health insurance. And we all know health insurance companies look out for themselves. And so you might need a representative to look out for you. And that's what Adria does. And she comes on at 1 p.m. with advice for those of you who might be dealing with health insurance issues. Great. Awesome. 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 Okay. Next, we have on Thursdays. On Thursdays, I come on with Phil Reed Live. That program primarily promotes the programs that are on the network. Very exciting to see everything that is going on and with our partners on the network as well. Then comes Richard Cusio, who's our home loan officer. We are all interested in what's going on with the real estate market and how we can purchase a home. Some people are really looking into that now. We kind of missed that 2% interest rate. And so we want to know the best route to take. Listening to Richard's program will help you with that. And that's 11 a.m. on Thursdays. Of course, we have Karen Mayo with Mindful Eating, and she's our presenter for today. It's great programs. You don't want to miss it. It's at 12 p.m. on Thursdays, every Thursday, all across our platforms. And of course, Frank Coppola, who's our business coach, gives little business tips that are going to get you going all throughout your week and all throughout your day. You want to stay in touch with that at 1 p.m. on Thursdays. 1 p.m. on Thursdays. Don't want to miss it. All right. Thank you guys for staying tuned for that. You can download the app to catch all of our programs on the Phoenix National Network. Okay, now we have our presenter. The amazing, the wonderful Karen Mayo. Go ahead, Karen.
Okay, great. Thanks. Thanks, Phil. So today I just wanted to talk with you about brain health and nutrition. As we know, most of us have brains, and our brains, obviously, they run the world, they run our car, they run our lives, they run our families. So I have a ton of certifications that I have over the past couple of, I guess, 12 years now. I'm most recently got certified as a hypnotherapist, which is almost like it's behavior modification. So I do a lot of work with peak performance, sports athletes, and also people who are preparing for tests, like, going into college, the SATs. So talking about brain and health nutrition. So at the Amen clinics where I work, we do brain scans. It's a scan that is a triangle head, and your head is in it. So you don't get like that MRI or the CAT scan kind of anxiety. But what it does is surface and it shows blood flow. So blood flow can either be too much, too little, or just enough, right? So that's a lot of what we do. I work a lot with people who, number one, who are celebrities and just want to get their brain scanned, or just people who want to get their brain scanned to see, how, if they've had a history of Alzheimer's in their family or dementia. They want to see if it's, progressed or, if they're doing well. So that's what I deal with a lot. What brain health nutrition coaching does is we optimize the brain for longevity. So we also educate family members about long-term healthy habits. There's several parts to our brain. So let me just go through that real quick so we kind of get the idea of what it is. So our prefrontal cortex right here is responsible for our judgment, our forethought, our planning, and our impulse control. So you hear people sometimes say, oh, that person has no filter. Well, that's because probably their prefrontal cortex is, let's say, low blood flow. So our temporal lobes, which is like if you put your thumb in your ears, like that's where the temporal lobes are. And that is responsible for memory, mood stability, and temper issues. So I see a lot of people that were in car accidents or, athletes, football, soccer players, and a lot of people who are just tumbling on the floor and getting their head or their brain just kind of mashed everywhere. So, or car accidents even too. So our parietal lobes are the ones that are like right behind our ears. And those are sensory processing and direction sense. So you ever have, like when you're driving in a car and you have somebody that pulls out and you're like, man, why did that person pull out in front of me? Well, they're probably their distance, their sense of direction and their distance is off. So that's also, low blood flow in the parietal lobes. And then our occipital lobes is for our vision. And so that's like in the middle. It's vision and visual processing. So again, that's part of the temporal, which we were just talking, or the parietal, which I was just talking about. Again, it's that visual processing. So how far something is, or even with your glasses too, how far something is. So that's your occipital lobes. And then our cerebellum, which is actually the first, as we're a baby, to develop. And that's for motor and thought coordination and processing speed and judgment. So you can almost kind of think about that too, because, when you're a baby, you're always trying to get the baby or the toddler or, just the growing human, stand up or, start walking or crawling. So that's kind of like where it starts. So the cerebellum is our first part of the brain that develops. And then the prefrontal is actually the last. And our prefrontal, as a female and male, they're different. So males' prefrontal really don't fully develop until they're 25 years old, where females, they're fully developed at around 21. And then the last part of our, well, it's not really, it is a part of the brain, but it also is involved with, it's called the basal ganglia, and it integrates thoughts, feelings, movements, and it involves pleasure. So the basal too, if there's overactive basal, it can also create tension, like that pleasure and pain kind of thing. So it creates tension and can invoke pleasure. So at Amen Clinics, I work with a lot of people who have all of these different, they're not really illnesses, but they're issues or, mental health. So what I do is I help people with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, digestive issues, which is most important because our brain and our gut are so connected by our vagus nerve. So if your gut's not right, you obviously got to think that your brain's not right either. Excuse me. I do a lot with weight loss and heart health too, because your brain, your heart, and your libido actually all connected. So if one is off, or one is not working properly, they're probably all not working properly. We do food allergies. I do a lot with autoimmune disorder and hormonal imbalances. Actually, hormonal imbalances are a big thing too when it comes to the brain, because obviously a lot of our hormones come from the brain as well. So I guess a good referral for me would be, I would love to meet people in HR, and specifically Cigna. I also have a corporate wellness company that right now, the fundamentals of success, which is a corporate wellness workshop, is brain healthy habits to fuel high performance. I have memory rescue, and then I have the other one is the brain before 25. So helping kids go through like 7 weeks of all kinds of like learning about the different parts of your brain, and then what to do and what problems. So there's we can go medication route with Dr. Amen. We do believe in medication, but we'd rather go supplement route as well. But if we have to use medication, there's medications. I have another one called Overcome Anxiety, Depression, Trauma, and Grief. And then my personal one, which is Mindful Eating for Memory Restoration 360. So that one is based on my book, Mindful Eating, and it is a 6-month program. It takes you through everything. So the starting point would be to get your blood work done. And I have the whole panel of what you would need to get done. I think right now I am going to college for positive psychology. So I'm excited to graduate next year, and we'll be able to offer that as well to corporations. I just have a passion and drive to help people feel better about themselves, whether it be through using all of these tools. I have hypnotherapy to positive psychology. And within hypnotherapy, there's several different modalities that you can use, like cognitive behavior therapy. There's EFT, there's dream therapy. There's so much. There's 142 ways that hypnotherapy or hypnosis can help you. So if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer. So to you.
Thank you so much, Karen. That was really wow. There's a lot that I did not know. Like, for instance, with the development of the brain, you were talking about the frontal lobe, right? And
yeah, the prefrontal. Mm-hmm.
Prefrontal lobe. What's value does that have? I heard somebody say to me, well, it doesn't really place a value. Is that true?
Oh, it sure does. So it's impulse control, right? Forethought. Like I was saying, if you have those people that don't have a filter, that just kind of say whatever they want, their prefrontal is probably low. So it probably has low blood flow, because that's not really normal.
Hey, Karen, how long is it? Is it one test for all of the brain? And how long is it? And how much does it cost?
Okay, so it costs because you get like a whole program. So at the Amen clinics, it costs around $5,000, but you get I think there's 7 different. I can get into that. There's 7 different appointments that you have with the doctor reading your scans for you. It's just amazing to know, really. I mean, if you go through me, you'll get the friends and family discount.
Okay.
But,
I think I'm pretty good, but I played a lot of sports and took a lot of shots. I'm pretty, I just want to make sure if I got to do something, it's the earlier part of it than the later part.
Right. So I would encourage you to like.
Do you do the blood first and then the brain, or how does it work?
No, it's totally up to you. So what they do is they put a radiocuticle in your arm, and you're playing games on a computer. So
cool.
as a radiocuticle is going through your blood, it captures all of this information. And then you'll do one rest and then one concentration. It's pretty fascinating, it really is. I mean, I should show you mine. I've done mine.
And you're all good.
Yeah, I had a little ADD in the beginning.
That tells you if you have ADD too. I definitely have that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, usually if you're prefrontal.
Do I get a discount? Do I get a discount if I already know I have that part? We'll just take that out of the plan.
Don't worry, I'll work with you.
All right. And where do you have to go to get the test? Do you have to? Is it somewhere where you go and do a doctor's office, or is it?
Yeah, come to my office. Yeah, 45th between 2nd and 3rd.
Okay.
But it's pretty fascinating. Like, just to know that there's nothing wrong with your brain, or if it's low somewhere. I mean, that was really, like, I got brain envy. I was like, oh my God, I'm so.
It's huge. And I've known you forever, right? But it's also the same concern with your heart. You know, I hear these new scans they have for the heart that can detect all types of different plaque and all, you know, you hear people dying at, you know, I'm 52 now. So it's like, you hear people dying in their 50s. You're like, oh boy, what? So you want to do all this preventative stuff. Mm-hmm. So if there is anything, you can at least, you know, address it, but not knowing and then just, you know, exerting yourself to some point where you have a heart attack sucks.
No, I know. And you know what?
But those are cheap. Those are cheap too. Do you know about those? Not to take you off topic, but
no, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody told me the other day, it was like, you got to go get this test and, you know, it'll tell you everything about your heart.
Is it Life Point or something like that?
I don't know. He said he was going to, I said, did you do it yet? And he goes, no. I said, well, then call me after you get it done because, you know,
I've done my scans. So but your heart and your brain are obviously connected. So if you see low blood flow in your brain, you probably have low blood flow in your heart.
Yep. And you know, most of this stuff is with diet and with the microbes in your gut. It's crazy, right?
I know. I love it. I love what I do. I really do. And you know, a lot of the autoimmune disorders they start really in your gut. So if you're having issues in your gut, you're probably most likely having issues in your brain and also in your heart.
So what's the relationship between the gut, heart, brain? How is it connected?
Well, there's all of those blood.
It's all new stuff coming out. There's articles every day about this. It's all like the newfound thing with the gut.
Yeah,
crazy.
The neurotransmitters, like your dopamine and serotonin, like those are. But then you have, I mean, your blood. I mean, your veins are connected. I mean, it's really close to your heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's your cardiovascular.
Yeah, Karen, this is really interesting. You know, I teach embodiment as a foundation for all of the work that I do. And I tell people, you have more neurotransmitters in your body than you have in your brain. And there is like a little brain in your gut and in your heart. And we forget that our whole body is wise. It's not just our brain, right? I'm curious about your thought and experience about that, because obviously brain health is important, but it's also the whole body.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously your brain and your body are together. It's really interesting because if you don't have your brain, you're not gonna have a body, right? Or you're not gonna be able to function your body, which is really interesting. So that brings me to another point. I have to read this because when I read this, I was like, oh, this is really cool. If I can find it. Where did I do it? It's about conscious and unconscious stuff. Brain. So basically your unconscious brain, your subconscious or your unconscious brain is part of your mind, right? Mm-hmm. Can't really touch your mind. It's just there, right? It's responsible for your breathing. It's responsible for your heart beating, and your emotions are also controlled by your subconscious mind. Memories and beliefs are all stored in your mind, but your mind is not part of your brain. It's different. The brain is actually the physical part, where your mind is the subconscious part. The conscious mind is part of your brain that is responsible for logic and reasoning. Like 1 + 1 is 2, right? So that's obviously logic, reasoning. It also controls action that you do, as far as like when you want to move your arm, you're consciously moving your arm, or you're consciously moving your leg. So that was pretty fascinating for me to like do the difference and learn about the mind and the subconscious. Like when you're sipping a cup of water, you know that you're doing it. Like when you're moving your arm, you know that you're doing it. So that's where the habits come from, is from the subconscious mind. So when, excuse me, when you're change, that's why change is so hard, is because you have been programmed since you were a kid with some of these habits. And if you don't rewire or behavior modification, you're still going to keep doing the same habit that you've been doing, or you just got to make a new neuron. Like that's what hypnosis does. What they do is we make new wire neurotransmitters to give you new behaviors. But I mean, that was my 2 cents on the mind.
So, no,
How long does that take to rewire it if I don't want to eat chocolate?
Well, Eric, let me tell you something. Chocolate is the other food group. So
Is the other what?
food group.
Okay.
Which
Which one?
It's called chocolate.
It's its own group?
It is. Mayo
it's
said
like-
so.
Because it's the most addictive thing besides, drugs, I guess. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
considered a
So
drug.
what
Who knows?
chocolate are you eating?
it's right up there with coffee.
Yeah, but coffee's not bad. If you go crazy, it's bad for you. But chocolate I think is not good for you. And I eat any kind of chocolate.
But dark
Anything.
chocolate is good for you.
Yeah, and little bits of it. Like 80% cow, and it tastes like it's so dry you want to eat sand.
Yeah, what are you eating? Are you eating milk chocolate?
Everything. I eat everything. Anything. I
No,
can
you
get my hands
can't.
on.
You can't do it.
Why?
Because milk chocolate's bad. It's sugar.
I know. How do I stop? Can you hypnotize me?
I could hypnotize you, or what you could do is when you get that urge, just go brush your teeth.
Yeah, I like that idea. I
Oh.
do that now. Yeah, I do that. But that's it. I know once I brush my teeth, I'm not going to eat anymore. So it's got to
Right.
work. I guess I'll just have whatever. I'll brush my teeth every half hour.
Or you know what you can do? Get a tongue scraper. You know those tongue scrapers?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, a tongue scraper will work, because what's happening is when you eat the first piece, you're getting that the stuff, the chocolate and the sweetness stuck in your little villi back there. So you're constantly tasting it.
Okay.
So yeah, so you want more.
I'm not joking about any of this stuff, guys. This is a serious matter.
Absolutely.
All right, well then we have to make an appointment for you to get hypnotized.
You're going to do the hypnotate? You're going to do it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Come on, really? Wow, I didn't know you do that. That's cool.
She hypnotized you already. You just didn't know it.
I know.
Exactly.
She's doing her NLP on me.
I am.
I love NLP.
Yeah, NLP is amazing. I just NLP'd you.
Oh, well, Karen, this was a really, really amazing discussion. And thank you so much for doing your presentation. This will be aired on LinkedIn within a couple
Oh wait,
weeks.
I'm sorry. I didn't talk about the piano.
Oh, okay. Tell us about the piano.
Okay, so part of getting more brain health or more neurons, you want to do hand-eye coordination. So I've been learning how to play piano, and I'm only good as Old MacDonald and Yankee Doodle. But I have a goal of going to Amazing Grace. So hopefully by the next time I do a presentation, I'll have Amazing Grace. So I can just kind of leave you with a little bit of Old MacDonald. I can figure this out. Here we go. Oh, thanks. That was great.
Well, listen, they say, I wish that's one of my, it's not like regret, but I wish I played earlier in life, because I'd love to be playing a musical instrument. But everybody looks like
I
they're
know.
having so
Oh
much
my God.
fun.
I'm
And it's good for your brain too, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I got flashcards too. I'll show you. So I hired a teacher, and she gave me flashcards. So She gave me like, look.
I'm looking. Hang on.
Oh,
Okay. What does that mean?
Nice.
that's a left hand.
Yes. So that's, yep. So
F flat, something like that.
So Old McDonald, wait, I'll show you. Okay. So Old McDonald, so that's right. So this is the left hand and this is the right hand.
Mhm.
So you go through and then you go left and then here's the right and then it goes back to left.
So that's the left hand on the same key, and then one free in a row, and then one drops.
Yep. Yep. So find my C. Here's my C. C, D, E, F, G. So McDonald, and then goes the other way, C, D. So D, A, G, and then D.
Right. Listen, it's all it is practice. You just got to keep doing it.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
So I have my
That's great. Look at you with that book.
so I got my primer,
Yep.
and I'm actually graduating grade 1 soon. So I'm gonna go
Yay!
I'm gonna go to Ash.
Do we have to come to your graduation?
Yeah.
Now the next one, she's going to play another song, the one that you get next level.
Awesome.
But Amazing Grace is my goal.
Great job. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to go into our next segment, which is the motivational moment. And I hope you guys enjoy this. We'll have a short discussion afterwards, and then we'll disperse. Here we go.
People are often afraid of moving forward, and no wonder, but you should be way more afraid of not moving forward. If you don't feel that hell behind you, then you're not nearly as motivated as you could be. And so if you get that hell behind you, it's like, well, do I want to go there? Well, I don't have the effort, the energy. Well, do I want to go back there? It's like, no, definitely not that.
May 26, 2003, Aaron Ralston was hiking. A boulder fell on his right hand. He waited 4 days. Then he amputated his own arm with a pocket knife. Claire Champlin was smashed in the face by a 5-pound watermelon being propelled by a slingshot. Matthew Brobus was hit by a javelin. David Striegel was punched in the mouth by a kangaroo. The most amazing part of these stories is when asked about the experience, they all smiled, shrugged, and said, I guess things could have been worse. So go ahead. Tell me that you're having a bad day.
But all of them have in common, they develop the talent, and yes, it is a talent, it is a skill of not quitting.
You can break physically, you can break mentally, you can break your heart, you can break your spirit, and all of those are going to leave a mark. But the mark that they leave can be the mark of victory, or it can be the mark of defeat.
The ability to say, I don't quit, I'm resilient, I can't quit. You'd have to kill me to get me out of chasing my dream.
When things happen that you could not anticipate, what are the reasons that you can think of that can keep you strong? If you know the why for living, you can endure almost anyhow.
What you focus on, what you...
Yeah, so I was watching that, and it was the different parts where people went through especially being hit in the face with by a kangaroo. I don't think people would understand that unless you live in Australia, the force of being hit in the face by a kangaroo. But to kind of like recover from that's a lot. It takes a lot to do that. So what I'm going to ask is, the question to ask through this is, what drives you to not quit? What's your motivation to wake up and just keep going? Eric, I'll start with you.
Phew. Well, to wake up and have that, you need to have what I always say, a robotic routine, right? So you have to have a daily routine. If you don't have that daily routine, you can't get up and just want to, get it done. But for me, it's, again, this is over time. I'm getting older and older. I want to be able to motivate those that, or were in my spot years ago when I see somebody in a similar in business kind of thing where I've had the experience to, kind of know the next steps and help them, and also get people outside, get them physically fit. I just know how much better you feel all day if you're not doing it and you don't have that daily routine. When people say, oh, I work out at night, and I'm one to say, listen, the only time you should be working out is right when you get up, a couple of minutes, however long it takes you to get into that, but do it consistently every day or every other day. And that's it. Without that, there's too many other things that come about, especially as an entrepreneur. I tell everybody that you're a salesperson, you're an entrepreneur, you're commission based, you're all, you're after that, let's call it hunt or the dollar or relation, whatever you're doing to build your business. And you got to go do something else. And the workout, you got to do it's more important, right? Because the business is more important, but it's not. Or it is, but if you were doing it in the morning, nobody bothers me from the time I get up at 4:30 to pretty much 7-ish, 7:30, right? Then people might start to text, but that's my time. Everything I got to do, and fitness included. And if everybody just listens to that and has that robotic, my wife, over 23 years now, used to say to me, you're so routine, you're routine. I said, yeah, I know the time, the minute I get back in the house after I come to the office, if I go to the gym, I do my thing, I ride my e-bike there, no matter what time, whatever, if it's raining, I don't go to my office. And then what do I do in the office? Exactly, almost the same time, give or take some things that might happen in the gym. But I get my cup of coffee. I make sure the coffee machine this. I do this. I check this. And I've already checked my emails in the early part of the day. Now I'm all caught up. Then what do? Then I know when I'm going back home, it's almost the detail of what I got to do. I got to empty the coffee pot that is already set the day of. So the night when I wake up, I just plug it in. I don't have to make any coffee.
You muted yourself.
Aaron, what are you doing at 4:30 in the morning? I love that. That's awesome. What time
I get up. Between 9 and 10.
Oh, okay.
Not, listen, you know what, we go out for work. Last night I was in Westchester. It takes me 2 hours to get home. So I got home at like 10-ish, but from the second I put my head down, I'm that guy that goes to sleep. And the problem is if I go to bed real late, no matter what, I still wake up at 4:30. I don't have an alarm clock. The alarm clock tells me when to get up. It doesn't wake me up.
Yeah. Awesome.
But I just tell everybody, I say the same thing. It's the workout, yes, but it's that morning routine that gets you in and through the rest of the day, where anything that gets thrown at you is kind of newish, right? You're not getting the stuff that somebody wrote the night before at 10 o'clock in the afternoon. You're on point. I say SOP. What's SOP? I don't know if I said it the last time I was on this, but it's not your strategic operating procedure. It's team on point. What's team on point mean? When someone writes you a text or does anything else, what do? The faster you write back, the faster they don't have to think about what you're supposed to help them with, and they go back to their lives, and that's what they want. So team on point.
Nice. Go ahead, Karen.
No, I think the drive and the passion that I have, or even those people it's just, for me though, it's, I never knew who I'm going to meet during the day. And I just want to, if I can help someone, like I get text messages from clients and they are like, I'm so excited that I don't have to worry about dieting anymore, that you taught me how, to live and not diet. So, and they're losing weight and they can't, they're just so happy. So it's the before and afters, but it's also sharing the information that I have, like that's up here, that I have the resources I have, that like the tips and the tricks and all of that. I mean, I love that. Like it's I don't know, it's conversation really. I love food. So, I love talking about food and, giving people other ways of eating healthier and just healthier alternatives of what they like as far as pasta goes or, whatever it is, chocolate. Anyway, that's my passion. I love what I do. And it never feels like work.
All right, here's one for you, and it could be a healthy chocolate. Do you know what the #1 candy is for Halloween?
Oh, probably Tootsie Rolls.
Nope.
Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Ranchers? Really?
Yeah.
Halloween? I would throw that back at the person if I had that in their thing. I'm looking for the big candy. No, the candy bar. I'd make it quick.
Oh, Reese's peanut butter?
Yeah, Reese's peanut butter cups. The #1. And they got peanut butter in it, so I figure it's healthy for me, right? You gonna tell me it's good? They have a stack. Have you seen in Wawa? We have Wawas down by us. They have a 6-pack, so it's nice and long. They have it for like $3. I ate 2 of those on the way home.
No.
Hey,
how you doing?
Wait, listen,
Those are
Eric,
good.
I feel
No,
you're looking for a reason that Reese's should be healthy for you.
okay, you can eat Justin's. You can have Justin's.
Yo, those are good too, but I can't eat
Okay.
just one. The problem is I got to eat 15 of them.
No.
I need you to right here, that frontal lobe.
Yeah,
You got
exactly.
to hypnotize it.
Go
We
ahead,
have
So
shocking.
just call me.
Okay.
Whitney. What's your drive?
Oh, I mean, the number one thing is just working with clients and the results. I mean, changing somebody's mindset around love is a process. It takes a while. You know, they have their subconscious, they have their programming, what their parents taught them, and it takes a while. But there's that moment where all of a sudden it clicks. And to me, that's my favorite part. Like, that's what keeps me motivated. And then very similar to what Eric said, I've read Atomic Habits now twice, and I'm running a book club on it, and I'm teaching other people, and I'm just trying to make my habits as automatic as possible. So I know the long-term goal and the motivation there, but the day-to-day is just follow the calendar and just do the things.
Awesome.
True. No, you don't even have to think about it. You just do it. It's almost, I don't want to say you're mindless in doing it, but you're thinking about other things and you're doing things that you have to do, which is, for me, sometimes just making coffee.
Yeah, awesome. Kim, I see you're unmuted.
I am trying to, I'm outside and trying to, I'm in a factory over here, but anyway. So I think that's the most thing that to motivate me is really my kids, the ability to be able to live a life that I want without having, I want to have that financial freedom. I want to, work hard and retire in the next 5 years, hopefully, maybe, possibly. But, and the other part of my business is the fact that what motivates me is that I'm helping people and that I'm showing them, a better way of life, a better way of financial freedom. Like the things that I want to show them how to do as well. And I'm helping them do that, which, I think that's a big motivator for a lot of people is being able to live a life where you're not worrying about money and not, stressing out about, how you're paying your next bill, that's important. But also helping people. And I think when 10 years ago, I got into the insurance industry and because I left corporate America because I couldn't stand just being a number and I wanted to help people. So going into the insurance industry and, when people have a tragedy or a hard time in their life, I'm giving them money to help them. So, that gave my job meaning and my job now has meaning and I love it. And that motivates me every day to keep going and doing the things I do. But yeah, and that's pretty much it for me.
Well, you didn't get a chance to introduce yourself, so go ahead and do that now.
Yeah, so my name, I'm Kim DiGiacomo. My company is KMD Associates, and I am the group's money multiplier. So we look at, and Phil, I'm going to have my website out soon. If I could change my picture, I'm not letting anybody see it until I change my picture. We're working on it.
Okay.
But Phil did an amazing job. It looks awesome. I can't wait to show it to everybody. So what I do is basically help individuals and business owners find money, tax savings, show them how to pay less taxes, show them how to keep more of their hard-earned dollars in their pocket. And then we show them how to invest it outside of the stock market. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, and everybody should, if anybody even looks at their 401ks or anything like that, it's not a pretty picture at the moment. It's only getting worse. So we have a lot of alternate strategies outside of the market that are, we're seeing great returns and consistent returns, and it's safeguarded from, what's going on right now. So aside from that, we just like the name says, we show you how to multiply your money. And that just gets to the point where I'm showing you how to have that financial freedom and motivate you to live that life that you want to live.
Awesome.
Okay, that's it for me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And that's the end of our program today. I want to thank everybody that's going to be watching this. You'll be able to reach out to any person you see on this platform. If you download the app, you'll see all the other partners that we have on board. And I just want to say thank you again for watching and see you on PNN. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.